Happy Thursday, y'all. Here's day 4. Taking a look at our overview. The era we'll be looking at is Early Republic. So again, you kind of have your overview of everything to do for that day. Their little social emotional learning piece, we're encouraging you guys as teachers to fill out the top portion for your students to be more connected to you. And then the students will fill out their section. So teachers, you'll want to make sure that before you assign this, that you fill that part out and that you delete that yellow box, right? So day 4 is the Early Republic era. So again, on this page, we kind of just give them a little bit of context there, introducing them to the time period. This What Would You Do as President is just a fun little activity for them to kind of take a little scenarios quiz on what they would do. So this is not a Google form that's for a grade, but they would go to this link. You can leave the link as it is because you don't need the data from this. This is just for them to play. We had something similar to this during distance learning for Reconstruction, if you recall. And they're basically going to just keep their points to see if they would get reelected as president and then fill out the sentence stem just to kind of hook them into this era. So now we're introducing them to foreign and domestic policy, just what those terms mean. And so then they're just kind of checking for comprehension. And if they go to the next slide, they can check their answers. And there's a bit of an explanation them to explain to them why it's foreign or domestic, or as you see on number 3, a little bit of both. So on slide 8, we're just introducing them to Washington because really we're just focused on foreign domestic policy. So looking at his precedents and then his policy on foreign alliances. So they'll watch this video and fill out these answers. On the accommodated version, you're just going to notice that there's sentence stems to help them out on that slide. On slide 9, we're looking at Washington's farewell address, just kind of 3 key quotes from that speech. The kids can drag and drop, and if they need help with how to do that, there's a video that just shows them directly on the slide how they complete that activity, and it's the same on the accommodated page. So on here, the kids are doing a bit more analysis. Do we follow Washington's advice today? So there's a reminder of kind of his 3 main points that they need to know from his farewell address. And then they're looking at some pieces of evidence, the U.S. debt clock they can access here. The kids absolutely love seeing this because it shows in real time what the national debt is. So at looking at that evidence, then they're filling out the sentence stem. Do we, yes, follow the advice, or no, we do not, and then explain why. At this point, the kids need a little brain break, so that slide should look familiar. And then we're looking at more foreign policy with Monroe's Monroe Doctrine. Now you'll notice we're not going through every single president. We're just kind of doing the basics. So there is a goofy little video on this slide that helps them with the Monroe Doctrine, in which they'll fill in the blanks here in order to kind of summarize, because that is one of the skills we're looking at this day is summarization. Now, moving on to more domestic policy and looking at Supreme Court is how did Marbury versus Madison increase the power of the Supreme Court? So again, they're going to be watching a video and kind of summarizing right here. Okay, and then accommodated versions will be similar in that they're filling in blanks. So that's really just the overview, basic foreign domestic Marbury versus Madison, and they'll have their little checklist here to make sure that they've covered everything. Thank you so much for everything you do, and have a great day.